So what we like to do is start from the front of the bike and work your way back, top to bottom. So one thing we're looking at is your handle grips on the bicycle. We want to make sure that your handle grips are on firmly, that they're not sliding off. Ends are on your handle grips. If they're not there, you're going to see the steel of the handlebar hanging out. And if you fall, that steel can hit you in the face and cut you pretty bad. So that's important. The next thing we look at is if you have a reflector on the front. Good to have a bell on, because if you're riding your bike on the sidewalk, you can ring it and people will get out of your way. Next, while I'm here with the handlebars, I'm going to check the brakes. I'm going to try the front brake and see if the wheel stops, which it does. Then we're going to check the back, and it does. Next, I'm going to come around to the front. I'm going to grab the handlebars and try and twist them left to right. Do not want them moving, so the handlebars are on nice and firm on the bike. Next, we want to look at the wheel and check pressure. The tire is nice and hard. We want to look at the tread. Is the tread completely worn out and your tire is bald? We're going to spin the wheel, and we're going to make sure that the wheel is rotating nice and even, that it's not wobbling everywhere. Once we do that, we're going to move along the bike. We're going to look at the seat. We're going to check the seat. Is it firm? Tap it. Does it slide left and right, or is it staying still? The other thing we want to check is the height of the seat, that it's accurate for the child that's riding the bike. We want to make sure the pedals are fastened, that they're on hole. You're going to go down, check the chain. Make sure there's oil on the chain, that it's not all rusty. Sometimes we put our bikes away for the winter, pull them out in the spring, and all you see is rust all over the chain. It's very important that we oil that chain. The wheel, make sure there's good tread on it. And the same as we did in the front, we're going to spin the back wheel, make sure it runs true and it's not wobbling everywhere. On the other side, I'm just going to spin this bike around. When we were checking the chain, the other important thing to look for is that there's a chain guard that's in front of your the sprockets for the chain. If there's no chain guard in front of that, what's going to happen is if you're riding with pants, your pants could get caught between the sprocket and the chain, and then causing the bike to stop and flip over, and you would get hurt. So that's important to have on. Also, you want to make sure there's definitely a red deflector if you're riding on the road. And the purpose of that is if you're riding on the road and it's dark or dusk and the headlights hit it, the driver of a car is going to see the reflection coming off that light. And finally, we're just going to look over the bike, make sure, check the spokes and all that are okay, and this bike are fine. The cables for the bike are in good shape. So I would say that this bike is definitely ready to be ridden on the road.